Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm on the streets of Accra showing you what it has to offer. Yeah, so it's a whole day of walking and I hope you find out and you learn about Accra as much as I will. See you soon. I don't know why I said that, but anyway. Let's see what Accra has in store for us. So I wanted to go to this castle called Osu Castle, and I'm following Google Maps, which brought me to this neighborhood, which is quite interesting. A lot of things happening, but I have no idea if it's the correct way, and so I'm just going to go. If I don't find it, it's okay. I'm just gonna go somewhere else. I really don't think this is it. Okay. My Google Maps following skills are not exactly the best. I'm gonna ask these kids here. Do you know where the Osu Castle is?
Yes.
Where is it?
Oh, here.
I follow that road? I go back?
And I am going here.
Oh, okay.
But please, that place is far. It's here no back.
So the kid actually brought me to the main road, and I can see on Google Maps the other one was wrong, but then I can see it's the road that leads there that I was supposed to come from. I was gonna be lost in that hood. But I can see Atlantic Ocean behind me and it's quite lovely. Problem is that I think the road is closed because there are all these gates and it seems like there's a ministry there, and I really don't want to have to deal with the authorities, so I'm just gonna go closer and see what happens, and maybe go, maybe not. I'll see. So the Osu Castle, as you can see the towers, white towers behind me, was built in 1660s by the Danish people when they got here. And today is a government facility, that's why no photography allowed and you can't even go near it. But you can see like white pillars. Those white pillars in my background are supposed to be the castle. So I wasn't able to see it from there. When I tried to go to the beach there, the guy shouted at me. I told him, okay, I'll turn back. Because obviously I don't want to be arrested in Ghana. But I came to the beach and it's quite lovely. Can never get enough of the beach. What was supposed to be the first stop is this church behind me. It's a very big temple, very beautiful, but I'm not allowed to take videos inside, so all you get is this outside. And I did get to take one picture. The guy talked to me and we chatted, and so he took a picture of me and I took a picture of the church. But videos, apparently I need authorization to do that, but since I'm on the street, then it's okay for now. So all you get to do is see it in the background, and that is our official first stop in the Central Ghana tour. And so yeah, if you want to come here, you can see it. If you're a Christian, you can attend services on Sundays, and yeah, you'll be blessed. Alright, so let's go to the next stop. And one more thing, it's very hot in Accra, and I forgot to wear a hat. I left it back in my room, and that means that by the time I'm done with this walking tour, I'm gonna be burnt, like completely and entirely burnt. I pity myself. landmark of the day is the church. It's another religious building. So it's a Catholic church. It's called Holy Spirit Cathedral, built in the mid-19 something, so mid 1960s, 50s, and it serves as a Catholic church, and it has a very impressive tower and also Western kind of architecture. Here we are at the National Museum, where you can get like archaeology, ethnography and art according to the signboard. But it's temporarily closed, so it's not accessible at the moment. Alright, so I'm just gonna be passing by, but they have these statues outside that look quite interesting. Behind me is the National Science Museum, and they have really amazing exhibit that's targeted at kids to teach them the importance and evolution of science in our society. It is also one of the oldest museums in Ghana, so if you're into museums, make sure you come out and check it out. Is the National Theatre, built by the Chinese and gifted to the Ghanaians, and it houses the National Symphony, a dance company, and the National Theatre, and so you can come here to watch some plays. It's very impressive looking, and it looks like a giant ship, and apparently they have very strict rules about taking pictures and videos here. A guy had to stop me, and then he allowed me to take pictures. Weird, I don't know. I haven't seen that before. Like, it's a building, it's a beautiful one. I'm going to just, I don't know, never mind me. Anyway, there is the building, very beautiful. So if you're into theater, so this is for the artistic hats. So I've catered for the religious hats, then for the museum nerds, forgive my language, for the museum enthusiasts, and now here is the art enthusiast. Then this must be your home in Accra. So behind me is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. It looks like it used to be a nice children's park with a lot of toys, but right now most of them look destroyed, so I'm not actually gonna go in. If it was a library, I would have gone and sat there, but right now it seems it's been abandoned and all the children playgrounds are destroyed, like the one right there. So anyway, that was another place that I wanted to come check out in the city, but it looks like it's an epic fail. Yeah, you don't have to come here. And now to tickle the hearts of the political minds. I don't know what I'm saying, but behind me is the KICC, the place where they have a very nice auditorium, a nice building. You're allowed to go inside and have a look, and even the guy will give you a semi-tour, but I cannot take a video inside. But it's a very nice place to come and stop by and see the government scene of Accra. And the opposite side there you have the parliament. So again, I cannot take videos there. and go inside today because it's a Sunday and a public holiday, but I've been told that on weekdays you could be able to go inside. So maybe if you're really interested in seeing the inside of it, then probably come on weekdays. Behind me is a cemetery, a military cemetery. That's all there is to that. I didn't want to take a picture too close to it out of respect, but I did stop by just before. Not there. They have these vendors who just walk around selling these yogurts, that frozen yogurts, and it's really hot, so it's a very welcome one right now. And on this side you have the National Stadium, the Accra National Stadium. So on this road you have the stadium, the cemetery, then you've got the parliament, and you have the International Conference Center. So this is kind of the center of Accra. There's a lot here, and just a few meters from here, that's where the Black Star Square is, or the Independence Square, and we're going to see that. So I'm now at the Black Star Square, which has three major things. You have this monument that's behind me. It's called Liberation Day Monument. So apparently some veterans were staging a peaceful protest against the colonial government back in the 50s, and they were shot down. And so this monument is to celebrate them, and it's one of the pieces of this Black Star Square. So it also happens today is the Independence Day of Ghana, which is why you'll see a lot of flags and a lot of people dressed in the flag colors. And so it's quite a coincidence. I mean, the Independence Square, which was built after independence by the first president, Kwame Nkrumah, on Independence Day. It's quite poetic, I think. So the second mark in this square, massive square, and probably one of the most prominent landmarks in Accra, like if you see this then you know you're in Accra, is the Independence Arc. And there it is. Independence Arc was also built and commissioned by the first president, Kwame Nkrumah, and it is just a symbol of independence. And you can see at the top there is the Black Star, which is also at the center of the flag, and so it's a symbol of independence. The Black Star Gate, there it is. And finally, the third but biggest mark of the Black Star Square is this stadium. So that is the Black Star Arc. Yeah, that is the arc. The other one is the gate, and then you have the Liberation Movement. But in here you also have a picture of a monument of a soldier facing the Black Star Arc, and it's supposed to represent all the soldiers who fought for independence for Ghana, independence of Ghana from the British colonizers. So that is it, and that's why today there's so many people here, because it symbolizes I'm sorry, that is why there are so many here, because it symbolizes independence from colonial rule when Ghana became a republic and the people could govern themselves, and this is what it is. So this stadium specifically hosts a lot of national holidays, and it's the place where a lot of national stuff happens here, including the annual independence celebration, which used to be here every year, but since last year what I was told is that they moved it to other cities. So last year it was in Kumasi, this year is in Cape Coast, so it's not here, but ordinarily this is the place it would be. And I'm assuming if it was, I wouldn't be able to be walking here around like this because of the restrictions. And the rest of the tour now is very specifically along the coastline. As you can see behind me is the Atlantic coast, so most of the other stuff here now will be aligning with the coast. And so this is now the Coastal Front tour that I am starting now. I'm very tired, wish me luck. The cultural center is just after the Black Square. Walk straight and next to it is the Kwame Nkrumah Park. So you've got some nice African wear market behind me, and there's supposed to be some live music sessions, drumming sessions throughout the week, but today there doesn't seem to have anything, so I'm just gonna walk around. But sure, if you love markets, I have some friends who really love markets. There is a very nice market there that you can check out. And finally, Kwame Nkrumah Park. I've been wanting to come here since I got to Ghana, and I'm finally here. I don't know if you can tell, but the sun has burnt me. I have walked around. I am very tired. This video will be just a few minutes for you guys, but it's been hours for me, and at this point I'm ready to call it a day, even if I'm just halfway through my tour. I'm not sure if I'll be able to complete it today, but here is the park. So Kwame Nkrumah was the first president of Ghana after it gained independence from the British, and at the point it was called Gold Coast because it had a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold was that they got a lot of gold from here, and so they called it Gold Coast. But then it was called Ghana. It is now called Ghana, and this park is a memorial to the first president. The statue of Kwame Nkrumah at the center. This here is another, probably you've seen it around if you've seen pictures of Accra, and it's the tomb. In there is where Kwame Nkrumah was buried. He's the first president, as I told you. So this here is another statue of Kwame Nkrumah that used to be somewhere in the middle of the city, but was cut off during a coup just before his presidency ended. I'm so tired. Accra is massive. Doing a walking tour is well, tiring. So I'll do the rest of the tour another day, and I'm calling it a day here at Kwame Nkrumah Park, which is poetic because it's Independence Day. And I hope you enjoyed the tour. See you in the next one. I'm here again to finish the tour of Accra. It's a new day. I'm fresh, not tired as I was the other day. Today I come prepared. The sun won't get me so much. just a little bit. And so my first stop is Makola Market, and this is where I'm standing, you can see. But today is like a shell of how it is. It's one of the busiest markets I've ever seen, and if you come on weekdays, it's crazy. So if you just want to see the market, then come on Sunday, you'll be able to see it. But if you want to buy things, then come on a weekday or on a Saturday. This is Makola on a Saturday. The other video I took on a Sunday when I was walking, and this is Saturday, and you can already see the difference down there. Like literally, I can't even stop to take this video from down there because there's all kinds of people, and also it's very congested. But this is the market. The market is open. Anything you want to find here. Our next stop of the day is the Ghana General Post Office behind me, starting with this monument of mother and child, which looks really lovely. And the post office was used as the main post office during colonization period, and it's a nice architecture of the colonial period. You'll see that it's different from the other buildings around, so it's one of the spots that you need to see. And in the evening sometimes it's used to show movies, so that's also something that might be worth checking out. And it's really in central Accra because just behind me is Makola Market, starts there all the way. And I'm thinking during weekdays you're gonna find a lot of people selling things here because you can see small stalls. Holy Trinity Cathedral behind me. It's an Anglican church that was built in 1894. Can you imagine that? And it received cathedral status in around 1924. And the Queen and her husband, the Queen of Britain, England, Queen Elizabeth herself, has worshipped here at some point. So it's actually a nice one and has a really architecture that resembles those old days, and the clock tower as well. And it's so noisy because it's a very busy area even if it's Sunday. Most common things you'll see in Ghana is the love of football, and not just like national team and watching Premier League. It's also everywhere you go there'll be kids and even adults playing football on the road, and you'll see this everywhere, on the beach, on fields like this one. Even the bus station that was not operating today, there were some kids there playing football. So yeah, this is one of the things you definitely will see. After being burned by the sun all day, you can come by here and stop by. It's called Osekan Beach Resort, but for me it's the view. Yeah, I love water. Look at that. Yeah, and a cold drink never hurt anyone. So one of the things about Ghana is that they use a lot of plastic paper, and unfortunately most of it usually end up in the ocean. Like if you can look clearly in the video, you can see those papers, and this is a phenomenon that is all over the beach everywhere you go. And so yeah, I wish someday that would stop. So welcome to Asha Fort, the next stop on our tour, and it was built in 1649 guys. It was owned by the Dutch when they had colonized this place, and they called it Gold Coast. So it was Dutch Gold Coast, and then they built it as a fort because it's just next to the sea, and then they handed it over to the British in 1868, at which point then it was converted to a prison and was used as a prison. So yeah, that is it. So it's in a quite dilapidated state right now, but I've read that it's being renovated because it's a UNESCO heritage site, and so it wants to be turned into a museum. So this is the room where Kwame Nkrumah was imprisoned right before he won president, the first president after colonization. So and this was his letterbox.
So all these are our former head of state. They all imprisoned here.
Yeah.
Buzia was imprisoned here. Achanko was also imprisoned here.
Oh.
So yeah, this has more help.
Yeah, a lot of presidents were imprisoned here by the British.
That one, it was a political.
Yeah. So this part was the toilet. It's actually face to face, as you can see. Like you just sit, and there are like 47 of them. So face to face as you do your business. You can imagine that. And over here, getting there in a moment, is where they used to shower. Over here. So the hose was connected, and then they would just be hosed over like 15 people. Yeah. Remember, it was a prison after all, so it wasn't exactly luxury, you know. And as we've seen in many forts, here was also a chapel where they used to worship as the prisoners rotted in their cells. So yeah, I know. Inside the fort is a museum that shows some of the things that used to happen. Like this one here is somebody being branded, a slave who escaped and so was being branded, and then a list of buyers, like there used to be a list of buyers of the slaves, and as well as the shackles they used to, and also the movement of goods. It was really inhumane. I mean, it's just inhumane. This here was the execution room where prisoners who were tried in the cells upstairs and they were sentenced to death would either choose to be hung over there or to be electrocuted, and then their bodies, the coffins, were stored in this room, and they would be taken out through that gate. So yeah, this was a prison. So upstairs were the cells of the people who haven't been tried yet. Downstairs where we saw the people who have been sentenced to some years in prison, and that is the execution room, unfortunately, for those who were sentenced to death. stops of the day are the James Fort Lighthouse, the huge lighthouse, red and white. You can't miss it. And James Fort, old building. It was also another slavery route. There were a lot of forts in Ghana that were used for slave trade, because Ghana was one of the main routes because of the Gold Coast. Yeah, it was called Gold Coast because there was a lot of gold. So because of that, there was a lot of attraction here, and hence there was a lot of slave trade as well. So I'm not gonna go in there. I've been told there are dungeons down here that you can go to, but well, I'm not gonna go in a dungeon alone. So I'll probably not do that today, but maybe if you're in a group you could try to do that. Might be fun. But that is the fort there and the lighthouse. Like most cities, Accra has posh neighborhoods, and there are other less posh neighborhoods, and this is one of them. This particular one is called East Legon. You can realize from the streets to how the pavements are paved to how clean it is. There are dustbins outside almost all buildings, and yeah, this is one of the portions. So you can imagine how much it would cost to rent here. I don't live here. I'm not living here. But it is one of the places, like if you're just coming for a while, you should probably consider. And for me, I just came from getting my PCR done. And that concludes our Accra city tour. I think I've seen everything. Now you're left to see some streets or something like that. And thank you so much for watching. Click subscribe and that notification button, and see you next time.